Welcome to yesterday's news, where I cover yesterday's news in 3 minutes or less. Core inflation has risen to 2.9%. Is it anticipated to increase as trade wars and tariffs increase? There were also expected to be major shipping delays and shipping interruption, as many countries have decided they will not be sending any mail to the U.S. That includes the UK's Royal Mail, France, Austria, and Mexico. As of this morning, Donald Trump has revoked the Secret Service detail for former Vice President Kamala Harris. This comes right before her book tour and seems to be intentional to put her safety at risk. And to the surprise of no one, PR companies have been hired by fossil fuel companies to spread misinformation that gas and oil are not actually part of the problem with climate change, but part of the solution. This comes after scientists have sounded the alarm that a major Atlantic current regulating climate throughout the world is on the verge of collapse in the next 10 to 20 years. And while the claim is that Donald Trump is totally healthy and fully functional, J.D. Vance did announce he is ready to assume the presidency if needed, and the totally healthy Trump also deployed warships and submarines outside the coast of Venezuela, bringing a lot of question about whether this is about drug enforcement and drug regulation or about a regime change. The Treasury has identified $312 billion suspiciously going to a Chinese network that supports Mexican cartels. Tom Homan, Trump's border saltine, has said that there will be an increase in immigration raids in blue states and blue cities, particularly cities that have elected to be sanctuary cities, starting after Labor Day. This also comes after ICE was arrested firefighters in Washington state as they were actively fighting a fire. Trump's approval rating has hit a record low of 37%, which is still way too fucking many, especially over his immigration policies and the National Guard within the city of DC. And as he continues to say he's being tough on crime, it's fascinating that the highest crime states, which include states like Mississippi, Alabama, and Arkansas, have seen no help from the National Guard. In fact, Mississippi was one of the states that sent their National Guard to DC to help with the 14-year-old crime rate. DC employees have staged a massive walkout over the recent developments at the CDC. The CDC has been hamstrung in their duties with funding cut, unable to make announcements without Trump's approval, and now Trump is trying to oust the director who has newly been there within the past few weeks, and major leaders within the CDC have resigned, and they've reduced their monitoring of our food safety by 75%. Because nothing says authoritarian like, I'm going to get rid of everyone who will not tell me what I want to hear, so they can claim that America's the healthiest we've ever been, we're the richest we've ever been, there's better jobs, because they're not going to tell the truth, and they're going to continue to get rid of people until they get the answers they want. And as you go through today, if you start to struggle with some imposter syndrome of I'm not good enough or I'm not qualified enough, I want to remind you that a reality TV star who is a disaster is president. A man whose brain was eaten by a worm controls our health services, and Pete Dog's Breath, the alpha male bro, can't do real pull-ups. You're more than qualified. You're more than capable for this fight. You have a 100% survival rate to everything you have faced so far. We got this. Remember that if it's really about merit, we're more qualified than every single one of them.